At last I can take this off for once. Welcome to the very first virtual Love South Tyneside wards, here on board the Town Hall TARDIS. We will travel through space and time tonight as we celebrate some of the exceptional people who have made such an amazing contribution here in South Tyneside. And we'll showcase some of the great acts of kindness that have been happening over this last very difficult year. And that's an understatement. What a year. Uncertainty and worry, isolation and solitude, loneliness and loss. But our frontline workers, the council and the fantastic NHS faced the challenge, rose to the task and were there. And where there were gaps, you saw what was needed to do. You stepped in to make the difference in letting people know they were not alone facing this pandemic. Tonight, it's party time, and you're all looking fantastic, by the way. I can see Hayley Johnson there. Nice to see you've made the effort, Hayley. And great to know that the charity shops are obviously open. I wish someone had told me, though, that I'd be standing up. I thought it was like the normal ones that we do, the Zooms. Look, I'm in my pyjamas. I've got my jammies on, my slippers, ready for bed. I didn't realise. And don't pretend you never did it. It's been a crazy year, hasn't it? There was a time before COVID that if I came in with a bunch of flowers and a bottle of wine, my wife would be delighted. COVID changed all that. All that Trish wanted to see me walk through the door with was a packet of toilet rolls and a bag of flour. A day out for us turned out to be a walk round the cemetery. Boy, what a year it was. Anyway, I must get on. First, if we can do a little bit of IT housekeeping. So, we never want to use tonight that well-worn COVID phrase, "You're on mute, you're on mute." So we've turned all your microphones off. So if you want to comment or send a message, use the chat option and I'll respond. But please, those watching in the hot tub there, will you please keep your clothes on? Because we can see you. And that's a very interesting thong you're wearing, sir. So this is how the night is going to work. A little bit of background on the awards, show you a little video about the previous Love South Tyneside winners, and then I'll be handed a golden envelope, the first, which contains our first winner of the night. Then a bit of music, and before we reveal this year's runners-up and the winner of the 2021 Love South Tyneside Awards. As I speak, the Mayor and Mayoress of South Tyneside are travelling the borough on the civic tandem and will shortly be knocking on the winner's door. And by the magic of technology, we will go live to see our winner's reaction. I mean, what can possibly go wrong? My only hope is that somebody doesn't hear the knock, run to the door excitedly, only to discover the pizzas have come. Right, let's get underway. The event tonight has only been made possible thanks to all of you and the big-hearted, selfless, and incredible things you've all been doing. The judges faced an incredibly difficult task to choose a winner and two runners-up, as every single one of you deserved to win. And as you and I all know, we are winners anyway, because we live in South Tyneside. Thank you to South Tyneside Council for giving such great civic leadership during this terrible time. Local government really showed how important it is in our lives. And thanks for highlighting all of our wonderful people in the borough. And I'm pleased to see we have the leader of the council, Councillor Tracy Dixon, and the Deputy Leader, Councillor Joan Atkinson, with us tonight. Good evening to you both. Thanks to all the staff who've worked tonight to create this amazing virtual setting for what I'm sure will be a fantastic experience for everyone. Before we move on, we have to celebrate as many of the special people as we can. So let's see the incredible COVID champions. Starting with Alan Millward and his team, who went around celebrating lockdown birthdays. And of course, the fantastic Colin Pugh's big pink dress, who's raised so much money, so many causes. And not forgetting Fala Akwani, who volunteers for COVID vaccine hubs. And there we have Jackie Ogden and the team for Key to Life. And Jason Thompson, who works at the Lighthouse as a qualified bird ringer. And we're not forgetting Joe Mills, who has the drop-in service for ex-service veterans. Well done to him. And there's John Riley, volunteers at Key to Life as well. The food banks have been so important. As we're joined by Katie Elcourt, a teacher at Jarrow Cross CE. Thanks for all the work you've done. Kirsty Mills, who works with her father, Joe, to help the veterans. Lee Tiffin, super fit, raised so much money, £30,000 during lockdown. And Lynn Millwater, director of the People's Angels, who works behind the scenes. There's Nico and Taz. Hello, there's the brothers, who's looking after the shop tonight. And Oliver Nicholson. Well done to you for giving gifts to the elderly neighbours. And there's Paul Moore, sitting on his favourite bench. Friends of the West Park in Jarrow. Well done. Paula Handy, inclusion manager at Ridgeway Primary, done so much to support families. And Rachel Gibson, who's a youth activity worker. She's dropped off food parcels all over the place. Rebecca Ramsden leads learning programme for people with special needs. And there is the fantastic Ron Cameron from Radio South Tyneside, keeping the patients happy. And Shirley Tron is with us, who supports children and staff at Ridgeway Primary. And not forgetting Steve Winter, who also works at Ridgeway Primary. He's a fantastic guy. Tess Pemmick, who runs the Combined Touch, which is a special help for people with dementia. And there is Tracy Beaton, who runs Beads Helping Hands. As we move on to Val Hansen, who's learning mentor at Bolden School. And of course, Vicky Thompson. Vicky is a franchise owner of Karma Life. Well done to her for all the work she's done. So that was just some of the 120 nominations. I hope you all spotted yourselves. And that was only the tip of the iceberg of the army of volunteers who gave something back to the community. And their only reward was to know that they'd helped fellow residents. Wherever you are, give yourselves a round of applause and a slap on the back. You done good. Love South Tyneside Awards is a year-round celebration of positive activity shown in our community. It's supported by a dedicated webpage and social media page, which provides an opportunity to showcase special people like you, who make a contribution to the life of South Tyneside. Talking of positive activity, we have with us tonight Stephen Rutherford from Hebburn Town FC, who were also nominated in our awards tonight. Welcome, Stephen. I'm sure everyone will join me in wishing Hebburn Town FC lots of luck in the FA Fars final on Monday. We're behind you. And I believe our senior citizen, the Mayor of South Tyneside, Councillor Norman Dick, has a special message for you.
Hello, my name is Councillor Norman Dick and I am the Mayor of South Tyneside. I would just like to take a moment to wish Hebburn Town FC good luck in their upcoming FA Vars final match against fellow North East side Concert FC. This is the biggest game in the club's history and we know you will do well. The whole of South Tyneside is proud. We know you have waited a long time for this occasion, and even though the game will be played behind closed doors, the whole of South Tyneside will be watching you on this important milestone in your history. To all of the residents of South Tyneside, let's do all we can to show our support for Hebburn.
So let's paint the town black and yellow. Good luck to Hebben FC.
Away the Hornets. The FA Vars Cup final will be streamed live, free, on BT Sport, which is on Sky 413 or Virgin 527 on Monday, 3rd of May, kick-off 1 p.m. And get something up which is yellow and black in your window and show your support. Right, let's move on to the 2020 winners. The awards were launched in 2019 with an intention to celebrate exceptional people who engaged in activities to promote civic pride. In 2020, Love South Tyneside was joined by a campaign called Proud to Support, dedicated to those who stepped up to help others during this terrible year. Therefore, the Love South Tyneside Award has only been presented twice, once to Daniel Rowell, a school pupil and environmental volunteer, and Jerry Fiorda, founder and chair of Moncton Village Residents Association. Daniel and Jerry were selected by a panel of judges from a number of entries and both received a prestigious Glass Award. Jerry was additionally nominated to attend Her Majesty the Queen's garden party in 2020, which sadly was subsequently cancelled. So she's going to have a Dixon's pork pie in the back garden one day. We have a short video about these two fantastic people.
I litter pick every week or so because the litter ends up in the sea and it ends up hurting all the wildlife. Basically, we started saving some non-recyclable plastic to put in bottles, and then you could make something out of them, like a chair or something.
My name is Jerry. I'm the chair of Moncton Village Association. We're a residents group started through a national health scheme called Better You, with the intention of improving the environment and getting people out of the house to look after their own health. We've progressed quite a way. We now hold a licence with South Tyneside for cultivation. I think we're one of the first groups to do it. We do quite a bit of work around the village. The village is a lot more friendly than it used to be because everyone coming out and helping. The community spirit is a lot better. We hold meetings a few times a year, apart from COVID. We have fairs and fetes and donations to raise funds to buy equipment, plants, bushes, shrubs, compost. We have about 6 or 7 projects on the go at a time. The council have helped with grants in the past for building these. We, the part funded it. We got some stone donated, we bought some. Council helped me with the buying the stone and getting it set up. Our group wouldn't work if it wasn't for the volunteers. We have a really good community spirit of volunteers. We must have about 30 volunteers, not all at the same time, who come out. There'll be litter picking. There's 2 people who go out litter picking 3 or 4 times a week. Not only in the village, they're extended now, where they do the cycle path, they do Beeswell, and they work with other groups litter picking. My job as a chair is just trying to coordinate things to keep things together and keep the encouragement there. Some people don't need encouragement, and others a little bit of encouragement. It's just want to get out of the house, but once they're out, great. Just thank the council for their award. It did help in acknowledgement that we are doing something which is beneficial to South Tyneside. We are proud to be South Tyneside. We are proud to be in Moncton Village. Thank you.
There you go. You may be in your homes, but you can still have a round of applause for those 2 incredible volunteers. Give them a round of applause. Well done to Jerry and Danielle. Whoop and holler, make the neighbours wonder what you're doing. So, very soon we're going to have a short musical interlude by the very talented Jen Stevens. But first, we're going to have the raffle draw. Everyone who was nominated was entered into a draw, and the Mayor earlier today chose just one. This envelope has the winner, and they will receive 2 tickets to attend the next Mayor's Civic Ball. A great night out, so get your glad rags on and dance the night away. Can I have a drum roll, please? And the winner is Valerie Hanson from Bolden School. Well done, Valerie Hanson. Look forward to seeing you at the Civic Ball. And somebody from the Civic Office will be in touch soon, and I'm sure you'll have a great evening. Now, time for music. The Lost Dialects exhibition, commissioned by The Word, was opened to the public between 2016 and 2018. It was all about collecting our language before our special words and phrases disappeared. In total, over 2,400 words and phrases were collected from the public, and they've been safely stored away for generations to come. And some have been used in 3 unique songs. And tonight, Jen will play one of those songs, which is all about coping with life under COVID. Ladies and gentlemen, now please sit back, relax, as we welcome singer-songwriter Jen Stevens with Hadaway Gan Canny.
Hadaway Gan Canny, when your life won't be long, but God has stayed inside the hoose family all among. Think about the Gannies who cannot fight so well. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. Before the virus came along, me life was grand. A bonny lad from down the street had asked us for me hand. I said, I now look at here, I have a mind to wed. No sooner had I said the virus showed his head, and I cried to Mum and she sang, Hadaway Gan Canny, when your life won't be long, but God is staying inside the hoose family all among. Think about the Gannies who cannot fight so well. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. To keep us safe, we stayed at Yam. I missed me bonny lad. We stayed in touch though it was tough. Me das to keep her had. Wash your hands and wear a mask. You'll not be over clever. You'll see your life when this is done. It cannot last forever. Little did he know. Hadaway Gan Canny, when your life won't be long, but God is staying inside the hoose family all among. Think about the Gannies who cannot fight so well. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. 2020 came and went, and so did some good mates. The virus spread though it did our best to keep our loved ones safe. Just put in card, it's lockdown 3, lad down the streets, moved in with me. We know life will never be the same. Life will never be the same. Life will never be the same. Hadaway Gan Canny, when your life won't be long, but God is stay inside the hoose family all among. Think about the Gannies who cannot fight so well. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. Hadaway Gan Canny, when your life won't be long, but God is stay inside the hoose family all among. Think about the Gannies who cannot fight so well. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell. We'll keep them safe and warm, me ben, so don't on fear ye dwell.
Jen Stevens' remarkable talent and the band recorded during the pandemic. How they managed it, I don't know. Wasn't that incredible? I could see the Deputy Lord Lieutenant was tapping along there, Anne. I saw you there. You almost spilt that gin and tonic. Now, it's time for the 2021 Love South Tyneside Awards. At the beginning of this year, we were able to relaunch the awards and open it up to those who have supported others over the last year and to those who have made a difference to other people in our communities. We asked the public to vote and received over 120 entries. Every nominee has received a personal letter from the Mayor and a pin badge to wear with pride. Remember, the Mayor is waiting outside the winner's house now. So listen out for a knock on your door. Before we do that, we can now announce the first runner-up. And I'm going to have a little look. I've got it here, third place. And it's Joe and Kirsty Mills, Naffy Break. Well done, you guys. Joe, who's an ex-army veteran himself, alongside his daughter Kirsty, run a drop-in for ex-service veterans and their families. It allows ex-service men and women to meet, socialise, network and get information about the support available here in South Tyneside. Up until the pandemic struck, the group had been meeting twice a month and attracting up to 30 veterans of all ages and backgrounds. Joe had been running the group since 2016 and goes out of his way to help veterans, often organising help from different agencies, making phone calls to see if people are okay and organising events. Throughout the pandemic, Joe has made sure that Naffy Break veterans are kept in touch daily with everybody on Facebook, a private veterans chat group, emails and phone calls, importantly, to those who are not on the internet. They've been holding weekly Monday Naffy Break meetings since August, which has included South Tyneside Armed Forces Support Officer in case anyone requires the service. Joe is passionate about supporting armed forces community, to the point where he runs the organisation with his daughter Kirsty almost as a full-time job, even though they do it for nothing. We can't think of anyone who's more deserving of this recognition. Let's find out from Joe about his work.
My name is Joe Mills and I run Naffy Break South Tyneside with the support of a committee made up of veteran members and family members of veterans. Naffy Break is a drop-in service where serving personnel, reservists, veterans, family members and members of the public who support the veteran community can come along, gather information of what's available to support the veteran community in South Tyneside, or simply for a chat or a social call. Normally we meet on the first and third Wednesday of every month at Trinity House, Leggett, South Shields. However, due to the pandemic and the lockdown, there are restrictions on gathering in numbers. However, Kirsty, one of our committee members, to support those isolated and living alone, those veterans that is, come up with the idea of running a Naffy Break South Tyneside chat group on Facebook. She has also set up for the veterans to keep in touch both with the committee and in general a Zoom weekly meetup where we can chat and, if you like, check up and make sure everybody's okay. We also have a Naffy Break community officer who makes regular isolated visits and shopping for those isolated and living alone veterans. She does the Zoom and the chat, but she set up Instagram, she set up Twitter, all of them, even a blog, she set up, and she manages all of those, you know? And she does loads of investigations for ongoing information. I mean, I do it, we do it together. Finally, I would just like to say that with regards to Love South Tyneside Awards, I was absolutely, really delighted to receive the nomination for the award, and then to further receive the information that Naffy Break and myself was going to be involved within the final three was absolutely fantastic. Really looking forward to it. And thank you, Love South Tyneside.
Well done, Joe and Kirsty. Give them a round of applause wherever you are. The neighbours won't know what's going on. And now, the second runner-up is. I can just see, oh, hello to Radio Shields who are saying, yes, I do look like John Malkovich. Thank you very much for the comments. If you've got any more comments, don't forget to use chat. Okay, I've been handed this envelope, which has got second on it. So let me see who it's for. Okay. It's another family duo. The wonderful Nico and Taz from the Premier Shop in Jarrow for all the work they have done with the community during the pandemic. Described as a selfless pair of South Tyneside shop owners who have been hailed as pillars of the community for their efforts to provide their neighbourhood throughout the coronavirus lockdown. They've donated countless items of food for their community. Their determination to provide their local area has seen them travel as far as Glasgow Road. Oh, sorry, it's not Glasgow Road, it's Glasgow. To purchase items like hand sanitizer, wipes, cleaning products, which, if you remember, were in high demand in the early days of the pandemic. They also delivered food items to Heaven Helps Community Food Bank after stocks were running low. Brothers Nico and Taz have gone above and beyond what we could have expected in the last 12 months. They have delivered food hampers, Christmas gifts, birthday cakes to vulnerable people, delivered water and other goods to South Tyneside Hospital to ease the pressure on the NHS staff, and carried out numerous acts of generosity and kindness from their shop in Edinburgh Road. Nico and Taz have continued support their local community by ensuring that no one will go without the essentials that are required. So they visit local schools, care homes, hospitals and food banks to keep spirits high during this time. Now let's see a video of this caring pair.
We are at the Scotch Estate Premier Top Shop. Me and my brother Taz, during this 1 year lockdown, we've been helping out vulnerable people in the area. The lockdown during 2020 was a difficult time for everyone concerned. A challenge especially for the elderly. Our mission was to provide the housebound and the vulnerable people in the community.
Just like the food banks and all over, like the NHS and the elderly people, and when they have birthdays and everything like that, he's been there. My brother's been great as well. Like we both work like a team together.
During the lockdown, we had managed to do like birthdays for people, V-Day, any support anybody needed in the community. Me and Taz was there to help them out and support the community all the way through.
Here's Nico delivering the cakes.
Hi Sadie, just Victory Day, just pick yourself an egg-free cake, anyone you want.
Oh, lovely. Thank you very much, Nicole.
Right, thank you very much.
He's heard this couple are partially sighted as well, so it's inspired him to put these hampers together to deliver to this address on the Scotch Estate.
I've just been to Glasgow to pick up the toilet rolls for the community. There's 300 cases of toilet rolls in here. Today I will be donating this to the food banks again and the communities. Taz managed the business, and while I went out, and then whenever I needed help, he was always there for me to go around the hospitals and the food banks. So we've done really, really good. The courtesy shown to my staff and myself, the experience worthwhile, and would undertake a similar challenge if it occurs again.
It is an honour and privilege to be nominated for this prestigious South Tyneside Award.
We've been here for like 30 years, and we wanted to give back something to the community and support them in every way.
I hope Taz managed to smile, by the way. You two are brilliant. And that's why it's important that we all remember to support our local businesses, because when push comes to shove, it's the local businesses that are there for you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we've come to that moment when we announce the winner of the Love South Tyneside Awards 2021. If you hear a knock remember, go straight to your door and remember not to swear, as your reaction will be beamed across the borough. Now, without further ado, we will hopefully be going live to the home of our 2021 Love South Tyneside winner. Please join with me, everybody, for the countdown. 3, 2, 1.
Oliver Nicholson. Hello, Oliver. Congratulations on the top 27 award. Thank you for this. Congratulations. Well done. Oliver, would you like to say something to the audience?
Thank you for everyone who did this for us. I mean, if it weren't for you, Mum, none of this would have happened.
Would you like to say anything, Mum?
I'm just so proud of it. We didn't honestly think that this was actually going to happen. We nominated him, not realising that there was a full ceremony. We're just so proud of what he's done. Yes, thank you to everybody who voted for him.
Well done. Thank you very much. And over to you, Ray.
Wow, the technology worked. Oh, we are so relieved. Well done, Mr. Mayor. Thanks to all the team who are out there. That was live, and we were nervous. So, here, well done, Oliver. Here is what was said about Oliver. During the first lockdown, when he was 8-year-old, he saw how hard his granddad, who was aged 81, who had Parkinson's disease, was finding it to deal with lockdown and isolation, and wanted to do something for him and the people living by. See, where they live, there are about 50 bungalows, and Oliver knew if his granddad was finding it hard, then those living in the bungalows would also find it very difficult. So he decided in Easter 2020 to do something nice for them all. So he posted through their doors Easter sweets and happy Easter notes. He became the Easter Bunny. During all this time, we found out that Oliver's granddad had bowel cancer. Oliver wanted to do something to celebrate VE Day in 2020, so he made up a little picnic bag for each of the bungalows with cakes, a note and a Union Jack, so they could all celebrate. As we were still in lockdown, and during Remembrance Day he then delivered poppies to all the residents in the bungalows, again with a little note saying, "Lest we forget." And that's one thing Oliver never did. For Christmas, he made up little Christmas parcels for them all. A few Christmas baubles, chocolates, and again, a personalised note. Unfortunately, during this time, Oliver lost his granddad. He sadly passed away from cancer in August 2020. Oliver found it really difficult losing his granddad, as they were really, really close. But he got such pleasure out of seeing the residents smile at his little gifts, and think that it also helped him, knowing that he was able to help others. Some of the residents posted lovely messages on social media, and Heaven Helps made sure that Oliver got to know about what was happening and let Oliver know that what he was doing was really making a difference, because some of those residents didn't have any family members, and his little gifts were like sunshine on a rainy day for those people. Well done, Oliver. Your granddad would be proud of you. Let's look at your video.
At the beginning of lockdown, I saw how my granddad looked really depressed, even though he had us beside us, because on a normal week he's going to get his paper, going in the new town, having a good chat with everyone, and with that taken away from him, it made him feel really down, and I saw how he was really down, so I imagined that it has to be the same for the other people in the bungalows, and the majority of them are on their own, so it might be even worse. So I decided, with my own pocket money, to get first to get a little Easter present, Haribo pack, with a note saying who it was from and Happy Easter. Then for Year Day, an English flag, a couple of chocolates, and a pin badge. For Remembrance Day, it was a fire service pin badge, with again the iconic note that I always leave behind, and then the Christmas present, which was a little bag of chocolates with another iconic note. And this year it was a bag of Haribos and 2 Easter eggs, which I had made with the iconic label for those elderly people.
We're really proud of what Oliver's been doing in the community and looking after his neighbours. It all started back in March last year at the beginning of lockdown. He saw how much of an impact it had on his granda, not being able to do his normal day-to-day activities, go out and meet people. And Oliver was quite worried about the local residents that live nearby in the bungalows. So he came up with a few ideas, used his own pocket money, and went and bought some treats for them at Easter time last year. He hand delivered these with a little note from Oliver, just to let them know that they weren't alone. And I think for him it was just lovely seeing the smiles on their faces, you know, having sort of seen someone and somebody actually calling round and doing such a kind act.
Hello, I'm one of the neighbours that Oliver delivered one of his presents to. He comes round every holiday, every Christmas, every Easter. Everybody in these bungalows get a little present off Oliver, and they're so grateful for it. It really brightens their days, and he's a lovely boy, very well mannered. Really, it's a pleasure to know. Yes, he is.
Making those people smile gave me a special feeling inside, which lifted my spirits, knowing I have lifted someone's spirits today and potentially made the lockdown better for them.
I mean, Oliver doesn't know this, but there was a little old lady in the next lot of bungalows, and I was talking to her. Sadly, she's since died, but all she ever wanted to do was see Oliver, give him a cuddle, because it meant so much to her. But of course, because of all the restrictions, we couldn't.
Heaven Helps that suggested we nominate him for the hashtag Love South Tyneside Award. We knocked on the doors, he delivered the parcels, but a lot of the time he just popped them through the letterbox, so you couldn't see who it was. And there was messages getting posted on social media to see we've had this little boy called Oliver who's delivered these little gifts, and it's such a nice thing to do. The messages got through to Heaven Helps, and then from there Heaven Helps managed to track us down, and then the messages got back through to us, and everybody wanted to say a huge thank you to Oliver for what he did.
Wow, Oliver, I bet there's not a dry eye in any house. Well done. And what fantastic messages are coming in for you, Oliver, from people who were also nominated, people who won it last year, all saying, well done, Oliver, you're awesome. Fantastic, congratulations from Heaven Town FC. I could read so many people think you're the perfect winner. So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm sure you all want to join me in congratulating Oliver on this amazing achievement. So wherever you are, cheer, shout, clap, let the neighbours know that we've got a winner. Well done, Oliver! Wow. Tonight's award ceremony will be available to view on YouTube, and you will all receive an email next week to show you the link. But please, don't forget to promote hashtag Love South Tyneside on Facebook and other social media, and use the website lovesouthtyneside.co.uk. The links will be shown at the end of this ceremony. Thank you to each and every one of you for joining us tonight. And thank you for the amazing work you have all done. You, in our eyes, are all winners. And South Tyneside is so glad that you live here. Your hearts should be bursting. So wherever you are, raise a glass to yourselves and be proud. Be very proud. We'll close tonight with the images of just some of the stars of this year's awards. Thank you all so much. Good night.